Fuck yeah, let's steal the motherfucking car. Let's do that. So it was about 6 months ago, and my friend and I worked together. We were neighbors actually. We were best friends and we were neighbors. So we also were co-workers. So that's true. It was a three-way, no pun intended. Uh, so we came out. We just got out of work. Our shift was done. We worked at a restaurant. It was around 1 in the morning. So we were tired as hell. We didn't have work that day. We didn't make any tips. We didn't make any money because there was no work. We didn't have any customers, and we were in the worst mood possible. To a point where I didn't want to bother by ordering a taxi. I just took a taxi from the streets. I just stopped a guy and we went on. Now, let me explain how the taxis in Armenia work. So it's 700 dirham, we call it dirham, Armenian dirhams. It's 700 dirhams to get in the taxi. Up until 4 or 5 kilometers, it's 700 dirhams. After the 4 or 5 kilometers, it adds 100 dirham for each kilometer. Now, if you did the math, from my workplace to my house, it should cost around 1200 dirham. And that was basically what we always paid. Now, taxis in Yerevan in Armenia have the tendency to lie or to mess with the speedometer, not the speedometer, the meter that counts the kilometers that we've driven, that we've gone, counts the money. So they mess with it. They either change it or they either don't turn it on at all and predict what you're gonna pay. Of course, they always predict more, way more. So what happened is, we got up into the taxi. It was 200 dirhams more than what usually a taxi starts with. And my friend pointed that out. I was like, dude, I'm so tired. Fuck the 200 dirhams. I'll pay it. I'll pay that difference. Let's just go home. I'm so tired. I'm not in the mood to get into a discussion with the driver or leave the taxi and get another one. But I told him to keep an eye on the counter and see what's going on. We drove around 3 kilometers and there we go. The counter started adding. We were at 700, now we're at 900. And mind you, we haven't even gotten 3 kilometers yet. So my friend points that out too. I'm like, keep your eye. I'm looking at the counter too. Just keep eye and see what's happening. What's going on with this counter? What is this guy trying to pull over us? So after a kilometer, I noticed that instead of adding 100 dirham on each kilometer, it's adding 100 dirham on each 300 meter. Now that would make a lot of difference in the end, like around 3000 Armenian dirhams, and that's a lot of money for Armenia, especially if you're paying a taxi, which should not ask for more than half the amount. So what I did is I told the guy, please stop at the side, I want to talk to you. We stopped. I tell him, look, I'm not in the mood. I know what you're doing. Just stop it. Take the money that you are supposed to take and just drive us home. Don't fuck with us. And he goes like, no, I'm not doing anything. It's late at night. All the taxi drivers do this. It's normal. You don't know Armenia. Also, just so you know, taxi drivers, if they notice your accent is different, that you're not an Armenian, an actual Armenian, they just assume you're a tourist and don't know how the currency and how the taxis work there. So I told him, bitch, shut the fuck up. I know what you're doing. I've been living here for more than 2 years. I know how taxis work. I take the same damn taxi every day. I know how much I should pay. Don't try to pull a fast one on me. And he gets offended. And I tell my friend, just get out of the taxi, we're leaving. And my friend tells me that, dude, let me just pay him the amount and let's go up. I don't want to have a fight with him. I shout at my friend and tell him, if you pay a nickel to this guy, I'm gonna have a problem with you. You don't dare pay anything. So we get out of the taxi and the guy comes out the taxi too. Bro, where are you going? Where's my money? I need my money. Don't, you're trying to rob me. I tell him, bitch, shut up. you're a cunt, and your dirty ass is not gonna get a dime from us. And he starts shouting, and we're stopped on the side of the road. There are a lot of buildings, there is a garden there, and basically he's shouting at us, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pay you anything, go fuck yourself. And what he tries to do is, we cross through the parking to the other side of the road. What he tried to do is drive to the other side of the road and meet us, block us. So I saw him do that, and we just came up the other side, and he got infuriated about this. He came out and he was cursing me and telling me, hey, you're a bitch, you're a bitch. Now, fun fact, in Armenia you can't curse families, because that's a huge problem if you do that. If you curse somebody's mother or somebody's parents or anybody in their family, it basically means I'm gonna kill you. And it actually happens a lot. I got stabbed once because of that. We were in a fight, I cursed somebody's mother, I got stabbed because of it. But he was cursing me, not my family, not touching my family. But of course, me being me, I'm not just gonna go like, no, I'm not the bitch, you're the bitch. No, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck that. So I just stand up and say, you're a motherfucker! And he flips. And I just keep on going, you're a motherfucker! You're a motherfucker! Your mother's a hoe! You're a bitch! And he flips. So what he does is, every time he gets to us, we just cross the road, and he has to go all the way to the roundabout, turn around and come back. And it was just, we were just playing catch. And he couldn't catch us, because every time he was gonna catch us, we would just cross the road, and he has to go all the way to the roundabout to come back. So after a few times, he's coming out and he's shouting and he's screaming, come here bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And I just returned it with cursing his mother. He just got infuriated, he just got crazy. In the end, it came to a point where he just left the car and started he started crossing the road to us. And what we did is, we crossed the road where to his car was parked. And my friend goes like, dude, let's just steal the car and go. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's steal the motherfucking car, let's do that, bitch. But of course, by the time we were thinking about this, it hit me in the head like, dude, that's a felony. You can't just steal a fucking taxi. And I go like, dude, what the fuck? No, we're not stealing a car. We're not gonna do that. No, leave the taxi there. They just cross the other way, the other road. We crossed the other road, and the road that we crossed this time had a longer road. He should have gone way further to take a roundabout and come to us. But by the time he did that, we took another taxi and we're on our way home. Now, we're sitting in a taxi, another taxi, and we're looking back to see if he's behind us or not. And the taxi driver goes like, who are you running away? Tell me, I will help you. Tell me, who are you running away from? And of course, I'm not gonna tell him, well, I was cursing the taxi driver and I didn't pay him because he was doing this and that, and now we're running away from him because he's a taxi driver also. So I just go like, oh no, don't worry about it. We have a drunk friend. He wants us to get drunk too, so he's following us, but we don't want to get drunk, and we're just running away. He's following us with the car, and he goes like, oh, don't worry, nobody can follow me. And we were like, yeah, just dude, shut the fuck up and drive. And we look back, we see the taxi driver coming. Now, he doesn't know we're in the car, because it was a tinted car, but he was going the same road because he knew where we were going. And we tell him, dude, he's right behind us, just step on it. We don't tell him that it's the taxi car, the car of the taxi driver. We just tell him it's a car behind him. And the guy driving our taxi, I don't know how, he just turns into Michael fucking Schumacher. And it was like he was driving a fucking F1 car on the highway. He speeds so much that I wasn't afraid the taxi driver was gonna catch up to us. I was afraid the police was gonna stop us. But in the end, everything said, we got home, we didn't see that taxi driver again, and he couldn't find us, and we didn't pay. Moral of the story, don't try to rob us.